Cool. Recording
Recording
on
on
my end as well.
recording on my end. Oh, there's a nice little freeze.
Hmm.
Okay, looks like it's going all right. Those all windows that are not needed.
There we go. Excellent. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Echo. So this playthrough was for Thankmas was, I believe it was Tats who came up with it. Terry Candlestick.
Yes, it was my
So
idea. Very enthusiastically
indeed.
so.
Yep. I got a little
And
cold feet because of
so
the recent Echo drama, but hey, we decided to just press on ahead.
that's right. Ratings.
And we do appreciate it, Kaiser. I know it was really rough on you, so I really do appreciate it, brother.
And yeah, are we going to do intros too right now?
Yeah, we can do intros. All right,
Oh,
everyone. My name is Fenmuir. You all know me. You know what I do, where I am, all that good stuff. You can find me on YouTube. It is on under my webcam. You can see all my info there. See my socials and everything. And yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I'll send it on over to the rest of you guys.
and
So, Tats, what you got?
you know me. I'm on here. I am Tats. You can find me as Terry Candlestick on YouTube, and you've probably seen me quite often as the foul-mouthed counterpart of Fenmuir on several series, usually on previously Fridays, currently Mondays. I'll send off to Kaiserhund.
And I'm Kaiserhund. You can find me on Twitter as that, as well as the YouTube channel Welcome to Echo, where I've been trying to get things together to make an adaptation of the Echoverse, which is this game, Ad Astra, and used to be the Smoke Room. Again, that drama was really kind of biting me because it's like, months of work. It wasn't down the drain, but we're here now and we're going to do this at least. So.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Hey, I'm just trying to get the game sound to actually pick up echo now for some reason.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, yeah, OBS was just completely fighting me on it.
I mean, it worked before, so that's strange.
Hmm. No,
I mean, hey, on the bright side, we wouldn't have to worry about any kind of copyrighted music, right?
That is, one way to copyright proof.
It's just quiet the entire time.
Something broke.
Okay, maybe I have to take it off of that and then put it back. Oh, explore.exe echo? No, that's no.
That is the wrong idea.
I did. Okay, I got it working. You have to take it off of it and then put it back on. Then it works. All right, and are you guys ready?
I am ready for that new game. Let's go. New game plus. Echo.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, hitting new game.
Let's go.
I knew you'd be back. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? Doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Because just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Saturday.
Yeah, Mom, I brought it. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was no answer. Fine, yeah. I'll try once more next time. So, of course, they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so yeah, I shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, I love you too. Bye.
I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it in my lap. TJ next to me in the passenger seat stretches back and scratches behind his ear.
Okay, who's gonna do DJ? Should I do DJ?
Aw, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she?
I shrug.
Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't anyway.
TJ taps a foot against the dashboard before yawning.
Wow, it feels like we've been driving for days.
Normally, TJ wasn't one to whine. The long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to all of us, honestly. I looked over at him.
We're almost there. Why don't you just listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I don't know if I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get there.
I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit I got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with the GPS. It's no wonder that Echo is in the state it's in.
You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries.
I look up into the rearview mirror and see Jenna holding a hefty book titled Cognition. TJ sighs.
All my books are on my phone. Why don't you listen to the radio?
TJ starts to reach for the dial.
Don't bother. All we get out here are Higgs stations. I have some music on my phone, though. Do you have an aux cable, Chase?
In this clunker? No, but like I said, we're almost there.
Just having the three of us here is a little awkward, unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back that old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 127 onto Flint Road. I jerk back into the present and press on the brakes as I swerve into the exit ramp.
Wow! Sorry. Chase, come on, pay attention.
DJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chastisement, but my face gets hot anyways.
Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from CCU. You could have taken the bus. No, I'm grateful. I just rather not be in this. I just rather this place not be. I just rather this not be the place I die.
We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence while I avoid the ever-increasing number of potholes on the road. I think we're all a little nervous now as we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there isn't another car in sight.
You guys excited?
I look into my rearview mirror again and see that Jenna has put down her book, staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Alright, Chase, how do you feel?
Finn says as he sits back in his chair, you reclining on the sofa. He's got a notepad and pencil prepared to write down your response.
Yes, because I properly routed this entire game so that we can min-max all Chase's affection points.
That's right. That's right. Tats needs to. We all need to like specifically specialize in a single attribute per character, so that we're all as good as we can possibly be, and only use the skills that we are specifically there for.
We must be the goodest boys.
That's right.
Which
So
is
who's
easy for
playing?
Kuzo. He rolls a nat 20 for his gardening skills.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right. So who's playing the God Wizard? Who's playing the cleric who can revive everyone constantly? And who's playing the rogue? Because who needs a fighter when your rogue is just buffed into oblivion?
It's like a dark shadow rogue.
Well, Cliff is the Grand Wizard, but he's not in the game. TJ would actually be the rogue because he's like the fastest and has the most dex.
Leo's got to be the warrior. Oh wait, he's not a warrior. He's gone. He's played there.
He'd probably be a barbarian or something. Barbarian that like looks at his decisions and all the consequences and is just like, and then just spends the rest of his life.
He goes blood, death, and true love. Just goes crazy.
You must have true love.
All right, Chase, go for it.
It'd be great to see everybody again. It's been way too long.
I met Echo. Are you excited to go back?
Oh,
I didn't really know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? Sure as hell's stressful.
as long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to just be sitting around the motel all day.
Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail?
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. At least I know Chase will come.
TJ smiles at me, raising his eyebrows. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now.
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, it sounds like you've only got the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe?
Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted by adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again.
So, this news thing you're making, what's it about exactly?
I swerve a little to avoid another pothole.
A news packet. If you remember, that was that crazy thing that happened in the early 1900s. I read a little about it, and it's pretty fucked up. I mean, there's prostitute cats and bootlegging and all sorts of things. Chase, language.
I'm just imagining the like non-Frey watching this, who's seeing a biocat as a prostitute and just their mind is exploding as they're confused.
It's just like that. It's just like that cat with like the mind explosions is like different like galaxies and crap just flowing by.
It's a cat of the night. Okay, Chase, go for it.
Just thought I'd do a little more digging. Honestly, though, I do need to make something that looks good enough to pass with.
Well, that sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans.
Oh,
This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I had told him that I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have our reunion. He says he hasn't been the same since the three of us left.
Yeah, I should. I just need a little B-roll shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long.
I catch a flash of blue and see the lake out to our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we round a bend and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs for the gas station and the motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges right onto Main Street, where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning into the parking lot. There are only a few cars in the parking lot. I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with the driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes.
Oh, I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase.
TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out.
Ew.
I think it's like
Yeah.
you're stretching. It's a long stretch after you haven't moved.
Yeah.
It's a big stretch out after you haven't moved for about 8 hours because you've been stuck in a car and you can't really move.
I choose to interpret that he just doesn't like the motel.
TJ puts his paws on his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts. I hear a few cracks.
Gosh, it feels good to get out of there.
I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well.
You got to ask with that one.
I
I do
smile
like
as I.
that Chase thinks is less flamboyant. Yep, they'll never guess that he's gay. My closet is secure.
I smile as I follow him out and. Okay. All right. But all right. Well, as soon as I say he stretches, we all just do it. I smile him as I fall. I smile as I follow him out and stretch. As well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self.
I made the reservations. Yeah. So I'll check us in. You boys want to bring in our stuff?
How are they going to do that if they don't have the room key yet?
They'll figure it out.
Yeah,
They can use the best key of all, foot.
the Sparta key.
Yeah, that's the Archer's key. That's the key they use in Arches.
I think that's the key of Thermopylae. Is that what it is?
The key of Thermopylae. The key of Damocles.
Leonidas' skeleton key.
Keonidas.
Keonidas.
Okay, TJ, go for it.
Grrr.
Me and TJ head around to the trunk of the car, getting our bags out and camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. I'm pleasantly surprised. Well, it's a bit musty. The room is spacious and generally clean. A lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo.
With the tiniest little microwave.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-watt microwave.
Oh.
It's an easy bake oven. They overclocked, yeah.
Although I've lived in the town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel.
Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds. That's like quadruple beds.
Yeah, thought I'd
Mhm.
get one of the nicer rooms since everything here is dirt cheap.
TJ sets his bags down on the bed.
So I guess this will be me and Chase's bed. Jenna can have her own, obviously, because she's smelly girl. She stay over there.
Musky fox. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your key cards. And whatever you do,
Yeah.
don't use the coffee maker. They're charging me extra.
She hands both of us our key cards, which I slip into my back pocket. Then she chastises us about using the coffee maker and says it's a bad idea. While TJ lays down on the bed and stretches. Ew!
We all lay down on the beds, just ew.
This
So
is
when
going
are
to
we
be a
gonna
running
eat?
joke.
I'm starving.
Yeah, it's gonna be a running joke. You wake up every morning, the beginning of each day. Ew.
As I just continue to make random noises.
Yeah. All right, TJ, go for it.
So when are we gonna eat? I'm starving.
My stomach grumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking over my texts with Leo.
Leo said he's gonna bring us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell? Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice!
All right. Well, I've texted everyone that we're here. Let's at least unpack. It's going to get crowded, and I don't want all our stuff in the way.
Half an hour later, we've got all our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. Now I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment while TJ watches TV and Jenna organizes her schoolwork.
You know this is a vacation, right? And didn't you already get into grad school? You should relax.
That's exactly why I need to keep. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up.
There's a knock at the door, and, being the closest, I get up to answer it.
I'll get it.
I look through the peephole excitedly and see a beanie cap with a pair of some very familiar horns poking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open.
Carl! Jeez.
I slap paws with him and pull him into a hug,
Then we both
and
stretch.
immediately get a whiff of the pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squishes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There's an underlying sturdiness, though, and I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Had he been working out? Put my paw on his shoulder and push him back, looking him over. He's changed a bit since I've last seen him. He's definitely bulkier, and the fur on his face is a bit shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about some place far away from here.
Still getting blazed, huh? You know it.
His jokey nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile.
It's good to see you again.
I feel warm inside as I smile back.
You too.
Is that Carl I hear?
Sorry? Carl and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do.
Hey, Jenna.
Carl! How have you been?
Not bad, just living life like I'm a bee.
It sounds like he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we all look at him expectantly.
I forgot the
He
word.
just smiles back.
Huh? Hey, is that TJ? Hi!
Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose.
Still up to your old habits, huh?
Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. It's his answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment, then I clap my claws. I clap my paws together.
So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often.
Carl shrugs.
So, just hanging out.
Must be kind of boring, considering it's Echo.
Well, I have a secret boyfriend, but I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yeah, screw you guys.
I'm not going outside helps. You have been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market that you worked at. Yeah, it's been kind of hard since pretty much everything's closed around here. On top of that, I still have a car that can get me to Peyton. Ooh, that's right. I'm Canadian, don't you know? You crashed the one your parents gave you.
TJ is grinning sympathetically, but Carl hunches further into himself, looking sulky.
Man, don't kill my vibe, dude.
What about school? Been thinking about going back?
Not really, baby.
Carl's starting to lose that faraway look as he narrows his eyes.
You should! You went for what? A semester? That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes are easier to handle once you get used to it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. What? Is this was I set up for an intervention or something? I can quit whenever I want. I just want to toke right now.
Sometimes a
Yeah,
stogie's just a stogie.
yeah, man, I can quit anytime I want to. Carl looks over me. Carl looks over at me as if asking for help.
Hey, don't look at me. I had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I just forgot how naggy they can be. That's because we care about you, Carl.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since you left school.
Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun. I, of course, had missed him. Carl seemed pretty eager to get off the topic, though.
Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Weston, Jenna?
Yep, going into experimental psych. I start in the fall.
That's pretty cool. Congrats.
Carl turns back to me.
And you're into journalism, right?
He looks over at the equipment, looking confused.
What's all this? Can we make a porn with it? Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons why I'm out here. That worked oddly well with my aside. I'm doing a new segment on Echo. Sounds like the feel good movie of the year. The boy. Uh, that's what you get of the feel good town of the century, Carl. Yeah.
Carl scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ.
And you're doing what again? Sports something Bible Olympics? Athletic training, but yes, it's a Christian school.
Carl gives a thumbs up.
Super. So we gonna eat? I'm hungry as hell. I could eat a horse, but there's none left in the town. Hell, this is a little extreme there, Carl. Not even you could be that hungry. I'm sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing sandwiches, right?
He actually just texted me that he's here. He was picking up Flynn.
So we're all gonna be here, just like old times.
DJ almost looks like that kid Lynx again, his ears twitching around with excitement.
Oh, they're here.
I grip the bedspread and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinctive deep brassy voice of Flynn. Who's doing Flynn?
I can do Flynn. Leo.
Okay.
Hey, why are you getting the door, fatty?
To get my sandwiches, dick face. I've got like munchies like a mother. Where are they?
Leo has him. Here he is. Hey, they all in there?
My heart skips a beat and my tail thumps the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's some bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Carl, though, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck about Unlike Carl, though, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make himself seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his open shirt.
And who are you calling Dickface?
Flynn knocks Carl on the head, which makes a loud thunking sound, but Carl just grins throughout.
Hey, Jenna, TJ, Chase.
He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around two big brown paper bags, is Leo.
Oh, Daddy's here.
He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ, before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out my paw and slap his, like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it to yank me up into a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air out of me.
Chase! Man, I missed you.
Just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on an Echo sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worry about how he was going to react was for nothing. The hug is lasting kind of long, though. I can feel everyone else looking at us.
And just like that, he forgets we exist.
Leo finally does pull back, then smacking me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. I shakily sit down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way.
Fuck. Leave Carl in a room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point.
Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils as he pulls the window open A crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws into his pockets.
Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that's concomitant with speciesist.
And that lizard comment wasn't?
Flynn turns to me, fanning the air in from outside with his hand.
What's worse, Chase? Carl's smell or my dusting off?
Dusting off. That's not even a thing. Try saying white flicks that chip off me when every step I take, except when I scratch my ass. Then it's like a blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might even land in your mouth. That's what you should call it.
Hey, you furballs do it too. It's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot in here.
Aren't you cold-blooded? And my secret boyfriend that I'm not going to tell anybody?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
We're not official yet.
Trying to do my job here.
I'm trying to do my fucking job.
What's the only part of time?
Someone turned down the goddamn thermostat.
Somebody turn down your language.
TJ says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher, pep talking a student into using his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds. Flynn's expression is like a stone, while TJ slowly loses his smile.
Well, Jesus butt fucking Christ. I'll be sure to watch that.
Flynn!
TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter Lynx is easily dwarfed by the lizard.
Oh, shut up, you priss. I'm just kidding.
TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults.
Hey, ow! You still said it!
Normally I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop.
Look, no lightning. So much for your almighty God. Oh!
TJ jabs his elbow back into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second.
See? God works in mysterious ways.
Flynn reaches up and grabs at one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline.
Species features.
Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it. Being a ram, his horns were often used as leverage against him.
TJ, come get your sandwich.
TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible.
Well, I can see things haven't changed.
With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh.
I think TJ won that one, technically. Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly that I like rubbing.
Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach.
Don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. It looks like you swallowed a beach ball.
Well, I am a goat. They look yummy.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
We all pass the bags around and get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ. Roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their own bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water, and bringing some memories up with it. We'd spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite, and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back on the foil.
Whoa, slow down. You're going to choke.
Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease.
Leo?
Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich.
Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garabo over here took his sweet time getting to the car. Hey, working in town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of like you.
Hey, friend, I'll bet that I could eat this whole burger in 1 minute.
Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Your mouth unhinges like a snake. You can swallow the whole damn. You can swallow all 3 of those sandwiches in one gulp if you wanted to.
Yeah, but what about 2 burgers?
Don't choke, Carl.
I decide to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that is the whole reason why he's still here.
Is business still pretty good?
Yes, the patent's getting bigger. So is the number of customers.
I guess it's a good thing your dad moved out of Echo, huh?
For sure. The place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or 2.
Or by 2020.
Probably.
Probably.
Well, no, never mind. That's when the sequel takes place and it's Ghost Town. By some standards, it already is.
I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. I notice TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to do as well as she leans towards him.
What's wrong, TJ?
It's just... Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure? Would you like to tell me about that? How do you feel?
How do you... Yes, what's your cognition of your sandwich, TJ?
Use your words.
Use your words, TJ.
What's the...
I think he just cut out internet.
He suddenly like disappears from the stream. Kaiser, are you there?
Hello, Kaiser.
It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it on everything here. Jenna loops up the bun of her sandwich, inspecting its contents.
None of the mayo really got on my chicken. Here.
No, you don't have to. Jenna picks up DJ's sandwich and swamps out his grilled chicken. She rips off a layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in.
There. How's that?
Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. What?
Nothing, TJ. Nothing. Okay, so now let's switch over. Whoop, there he goes.
Well, there it goes.
Sure.
So are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo? Well, it's Chase, right?
Yeah, that was Chase. Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course, no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyways, my parents are living in Payton, in a house twice as big as the old one.
Well, that must be pretty cool living in your own house.
My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice.
Leo's already finished his first sandwich, and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here, anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I hear the crunch of peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoroughly for a moment before swallowing.
Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their house into a sort of vacation home now.
Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke.
Those are pretty popular hobbies nowadays
Yeah,
among the affluent,
Yeah.
Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. Maybe that's the appeal. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing.
Lake Emma?
Yeah. They're putting in docks and stuff.
Huh. Lake Emma is the old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place. Dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in 12 years now. None of us have.
They could almost change the name of that to Lake Sway.
Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point. I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo?
Hmm?
Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah. So I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper, pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, he told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going. He's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, I don't have to. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time. And if the town is making it look better, it could be fun.
Right, so it looks like Kaiser's back.
Mm-hmm.
So we just went on, so next line is yours. You can take over again, Kaiser.
I have no idea where you guys are at.
No worries.
So,
Oh, go on.
We are at Listen Chase
Yeah, it's past the point
by
where
Leo.
it's past the point where Jenna swapped out her chicken with TJ's sandwiches.
okay.
And it's back to the point where Leo has that bell pepper hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's Chase
It's
and
still in the
Leo speaking. Chase is talking about doing something that Leo isn't particularly keen on, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah, going to Lake Emma after it's been updated.
Okay, so yeah, after parents let me live in the house, we already
Yeah, then past that.
people looked at
And now we're at Listen Chase. Listen, Chas.
I feel my face burn a little under the fur.
And then your next line is sorry, it was a dumb idea. So when you get there, the screen just shows Leo.
Yep. Kind of important, like this history. Of course, we don't have to. Oh no, I think I think I just went over the line.
Right click on Leo's nose. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, boop the schnoz.
Boop the snooze. Boop the snoop.
Of course, we don't have to. It's been a long time, and if it's making the town look better, it could be fun.
Yeah, that's where it is. Listen, Chas. Go ahead, Finn. Just do it again. I feel my face burn.
Oh, sure. I feel we can right click?
Yeah, we can right click and we'll go back a line.
Oh, okay. I feel my face burn a little under the fur.
Sorry, it was a dumb idea.
No, Chas. If we were here, if it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just...
Leo looks towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl.
It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat. I'm not gonna be impressed.
He's got that classic Flynn look on his face, where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile.
What if I ate all serene?
You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it?
I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I kind of feel like an imposter. Leo notices, like he always did, and nudges me on the shoulder.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, and just as reading people came easily to him. It made it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears, or Flynn's lack thereof.
Listen, there's a cool spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch, and you could walk over and get your shots.
The idea makes me feel a bit better.
All right. That could be fun. Also, the motel doesn't have a pool, so it'd be really nice to get a swim in something.
Heh. Otters and their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it. What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest.
What? You're a funny guy, Flynn. Munch, munch, munch.
Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He suddenly notices us watching him and gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo.
You're looking pretty happy over there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years.
I furrow my brow in confusion and look up at Leo. I see him shift, and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand.
Well, of course, I'm happy to see us all back together again.
I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of energy between them.
You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go days without smiling.
Agreed. Leo's been like a dick ever since you guys left.
Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo. I'm still an undergrad. And I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad.
TJ is
But
busy.
Leo, how do you cognition, Chase?
Expound! Expound!
You see the two tops looking at each, like they like lock eyes for a moment. They're just like, you. TJ is busy
Well,
trying
you're
to hold.
in for a surprise.
TJ is looking. TJ is busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well.
Leo depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seem fine online.
Has something been going on, Leo?
For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his trying not to smirk face on.
Well, I.
Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room, and he takes a frustrated breath.
Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn...
Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard.
is just trying to get some reactions. Sure, I'm just saying you're back to your old self. But seriously, it's great.
Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up again and takes a bite from his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still...
Chase.
I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed once as I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts his paw on his muzzle.
Sorry, you were just kind of staring off into space. Yeah, I was just thinking about stuff. What's up? We're all talking about the last game. Didn't you tell me that you saw that movie on the drive here? I really don't get you right now. TJ, The Last Game was the worst of the Lions Brigade movies.
You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics.
Yeah, Carl, as a movie, it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too, though.
Nah, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once.
What? See, this is the problem. They never follow the source material, and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man. Which is totally the same problem in Welcome to Echo.
I think we have found. Kaiser's real calling. He needs to be an internet critic of comic books, and
That's right.
and crossovers. You're
That's right,
way too picky, Carl. The Last Game was a good movie, a great movie.
He can practice his signature line. It stinks.
No way!
Not
It's
you
shit!
too. No, you too, Leo. I don't know. I think Lions Brigade has always been a bit too violent with me, with all the shootings and the punchings and actually having things happen on screen. Ah, scary. I've always liked Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man superheroine.
Carl waves his paw dismissively.
The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're just jerk off fodder for lonely nerds. And so is the movie.
Ha! You should know, Carl. Ha ha ha! You mean like yourself?
No, because there weren't any Gitas in it. Hey!
Hey! Hold up, we're talking about Trinity now? Julia Blasco. She's hella fine. Never seen an ass on her like hers on a weasel before. That's because it's
Because you haven't
fake.
been to the 20s, Flynn.
That's because it's fake. She went down and got herself a Brazilian butt laugh or some other stupid shit.
No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it.
It was hard to think about. It was hard to think about when half the shots are slow mo and she's doing all these flips and back bends and shit. I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn.
Lynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense.
Come on, Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character over the meatheads. Yeah, they just stick in all the boob shots to reel in the dummies, like Flynn.
Flynn's totally into that.
Of course, that's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time.
TJ's ears go flat, tufts pointed at the ground.
I'd better stop it with all this saucy talk. The only way this could get any more awkward is if you got sprung.
We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back.
And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to have happen. Little Link's boner, it's what you want to see. Flynn.
That gets a few surprised chuckles.
Damn! TJ's got the zinger! Where'd that come from?
It isn't that it was particular. It isn't that it was a particularly. It isn't that it is a particularly good joke. It's that it's come from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I'd been so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week.
All right, all right.
Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up.
Now, we all need to remember that Chess is here to do his school project, so that comes first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we can do on his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up.
He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl.
And then swing by the motel to get you guys at 9, alright? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peyton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find time to hang out as well. Make the most of this.
Leo looks about done, then suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something.
Oh yeah, Chess. I saw you had a camera. Think you could get a pic of us? It would be nice for all of us to have something that isn't camera phone quality.
Well, Leo, if you just get an iPhone.
Those are crap.
Oh, sure. I was messing with the self-timer earlier.
Those are crap.
You just drop it 2 inches and it breaks.
It just explodes into tiny little pieces. Little O-rings pop out everywhere.
I should be able to get it to work. Do.
Oh, sure.
Do.
Chase's
After
line.
2 minutes?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I was messing with the self-timer earlier. Oh, okay.
I read that earlier.
Okay, sounds good. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position.
All right, here goes.
I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo saved for me. Man, he really does look super high in that.
Yeah, Carl.
For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on TV. Not really paying attention, mostly just chatting it up, mostly just catching up with each other on how we'd been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do so as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ.
So that we can 69 all night when Jenna's not looking.
Mm-hmm.
Shh, don't tell.
There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep.
Yeah, they start going at it, and Jenna wakes up and goes, "Oh, gross! You are so gross!" Just like Luna.
No,
We
she just drops her
cannot do
crowbar and just forces herself in between.
There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake, my legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking back around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything and just keeps on smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing the back of rubbing my back and sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. Sunday. Alright, I'm going to go use the restroom. And so I'm going to transition it over to. We'll be right back.
All right.
Because it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Sunday,
I'll be right back, you.
Sunday. Everyone go take this.
Sunday. Ah! Okay, go, go, go.
All right. Well, while everyone's still on break, just want to say again, I'm Kaiserhund. You can find me on Twitter at Kaiserhund or the Welcome to Echo channel. I'm just kind of glad to be here and trying to help raise money for Thankmas. Um, the link should be on the Twitch page, so that should you want to donate to the Thankmas, or I believe we also have different furry-related charity on there as well. Um, I can't see the stream itself, so I don't know if anybody's even here. But if there are, absolutely. Thank you guys for showing up, and hopefully we're doing an okay job so far. I know we're having a little bit of a sides. I'm I'm gonna try not to spoil things too much, but yes, because some of the things I've been talking about aren't in this route; they're in other routes. So, but yeah, Flynn and Carl is canon, but they're secret about it. For what reason, I don't know, but they're secret about it.
All right, so I'm back. Who else is back?
I'm back.
I'm here.
I
All right, you
think I
guys
just
ready?
heard someone fart. Ha 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 ha.
All right, I'm going to go back to the game and
So,
five,
You
four,
must
three.
have a really good microphone then, because mine doesn't. I've been doing it the whole time and nobody's noticed.
All right, I'm going to go back to the game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peyton is about a bit of a distance away. To get there, you have to go on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense, considering how the GPS was how it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get out to the city, you have to merge from the remnants of 93 onto the I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at the rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old rundown restroom, a paw over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From the vicarious distance, from this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all the things that happened there.
Alright. How do you use this thing?
I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things.
All right, so I want you to zoom out from Echo slowly, and while you're doing that, I'm going to walk in frame, okay?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling.
All right, signal me when you're ready.
I adjust the clip-on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into the frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do.
Echo first began at the settlement in 1852 after James Hendricks discovered gold in the quartz deposit. The town quickly grew in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along the Prescott Railway, it reached a peak of population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point a particular phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Many say the reason occurred due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. While not much is known of this event, what is known is that once it ended when a large portion of the population left Echo. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. However, the town still managed to prosper well enough into the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, and it became federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by the 1950s it dwindled to 2,000 people. A shutdown of the Prescott railways in the 60s, followed by the bypass of Route 93 by the I-40 in 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. By the 90s, the population had dwindled just to 150 people. And my goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. Surely ghosts won't tell us what happened. I mean, that would be crazy if that happened.
Oh yeah. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo.
Is that good?
Uh, was I supposed to press start?
What's this blinking red light? I need to punch it.
Should there be a blinking red light? I don't see a blinking red light. Oh, yeah. Don't know how to stop this, though.
This isn't like the camera I used in '08.
the wolf,
That's a prequel joke.
the ballads of canines and bats.
It steals your soul.
And then you go.
As you hold your pinky up to your lips.
because he's a vampire wolf.
It was a vampire bat, and now it's a vampire wolf. Well,
Well, let's just say that bat, he did like to suck on something. Fun-um-bum.
Editors have to put that in later. Script, let's go.
I walk over to take the heavy camera off Leo's paws.
That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter?
Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera, though. Ew, jeez.
Leo and I walk up towards the car, greeted by the sight of a bright white ram's ass hanging out of the back of the window of Leo's van. I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I'd probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's, and that was saying something.
Make sure you get a shot of my...
At that moment, Flynn, who's sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the ram's pants down so they hang out around his knees. Even though Carl is pretty quick to pull them back up, I still see a pretty good view of his equally big white balls hanging between his legs. Leo snorts and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who's sitting in the middle row with Jenna, he was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. He's now facing forward, covering his face, while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book looking uninterested.
Nearly 21 and still doing that, huh?
Yeah, it's a little more awkward without you three around, though.
We head back to the car and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat and put the camera away.
Hey, did you see my ass? Saw more than that.
Your thing's about the horrors of Echo, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you could even fit it on the camera. Ha 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 ha! Cottage cheese ass.
I stash the camera bag in a footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just from Peyton, but cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today is no exception. Families and their kids are everywhere. It's a generally nice day, sunny in the 80s, and it being on a Sunday added to the crowds. I didn't mind, though. The point of this was to hang out with my friends.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's get some fun.
Jesus, Carl. We just got here.
Hey, I didn't have any breakfast. My breakfast pizza was late.
You had breakfast, all right. A blunt with a side of munchies. Hey, it's no problem. We can do that while I plan out what we're doing.
Carl ambles off, on his way to the funnel cake stand.
Just an aside, I've never had a funnel cake, but I always wanted one. But,
Yeah, me neither. Like, everyone talks about them, they sound good, but especially now, I can't have them anymore.
You
All right.
can. You just
Can't
gotta
try
work
it.
out. You can. You just gotta work it out. You just gotta work it
Yeah.
out, bro. Go for a jog. Go for a run. Run up through the mines. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta pick up mountain climbing.
There you go.
Yes, I'm going to slowly become Carl. I will be a goat.
Goat man.
You just have to hop from one like ledge to the next. Tuck, 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 tuck.
You, instead of being the gay king hound, will be the gay king goat.
Kaiserhund.
He likes that, huh?
Yeah, no, yeah. Be like, yeah, I'm the king greatest of all time. Yep, that's totally me.
You could be.
I snagged
You'd be Kaiser Krampus.
Kaiser Krampus. He just kidnaps children and shoves them into bags.
That's why I go up the mountain.
It's my hideout.
I snagged one of the park maps from the entrance and I hand it to Leo.
Alright, so usually when my family comes here, we go clockwise to hit all of the rights. That sounds like a plan. It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything. But in this order, we'll at least be able to ride Event Horizon.
And have the blood orgy, just like the movie. You sure that line's always so long for that ride?
PJ is looking up towards a tall, spiraling electric red steel roller coaster. It's definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You can see it from almost anywhere in the Peyton.
Yep, fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it.
Oh,
TJ rubs his arm with one paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit. I'd forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic where the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a constant thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. I guess it hadn't completely gone away.
You alright, TJ? We could skip the big rides if you... Oh hell, TJ, you're a fucking adult now.
no, it's fine. I'm fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while.
TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up, and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped.
I'm riding all the rides with you guys.
Good, brave kitty.
TJ walks off, his paws shoved deep in his pockets. I feel bad for him. I want to give him an out somehow, but when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped off with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries.
At least he's getting a superfruit.
Well, as you guys know, I already showed you my cakes earlier, but here's more cake. Anyone want to share?
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, all right. I guess I have to eat the whole thing.
Great. Now we gotta wait for Fat Ass to finish eating.
Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with his white fur, I can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin.
I just like lift the plate up and just shove his face directly to it.
Forks are for losers. No, I ain't lying. We're going on Event Horizon first. That'll be like an hour long at least.
The line ends up being 2 hours long, and by the time we get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get into the pool of any kind. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. Part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain.
Nervous, Jess?
I smirk at him.
I've ridden it before, Leo. So your tail's kind of down. Are you sure you're not nervous? Hmm?
Just because my tail is between my legs does not mean I'm nervous. Come on, Leo. Let's ride in front. Oh, I don't know.
Jenna's already doing some sea blocking.
I watch as Jenna pulls Leo towards the front of the line, towards the line for the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tufted ears have been poking straight up the entire time, muzzle giving an occasional twitch. I lean over to him.
You know, there's an exit over there for people who, change their mind. I'll bet you could slip out with anyone knowing. It looks like not all of us are even going to be on the same train.
TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathed, pressing into the metal and chipping away at some of the red paint.
No, fine. You sure? Yep, perfectly fine. How does a cat pun to sell my catness? Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters. Yeah, Jay, sure. I don't know why my daughter's telling me about this.
I really wanted to be able to get TJ to skip the ride, but it seemed like he was pretty determined to do so for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas step out.
Oh my god! That was the most intense!
Holy shit, dude! I know! I never get scared on rides, and I almost fucking pissed myself! I do a quick check at the seats and make sure there isn't any actual piss before sitting down. I look up to see
Always a good thing
TJ.
to do.
Yeah. I look up to see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on.
TJ?
Just grab him and throw him. Look, you don't have to ride now. You're on the other side.
A bored-looking teenage fox comes by to check my lap bar and I stick out my paw. Hey! Oh, Chase, go.
Hey, wait, TJ, are you getting on?
The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed. If you're getting on, you need to get on now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way. The exit's that way, where other adventures await. People around us are starting to notice. Unfortunately, Flynn, who is lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen.
Oh, TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all. What?
Shut up, Lynn. Hey, TJ, when it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die. Till the end of the route.
Actually, a few people have.
TJ!
I yell up at him, and that seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, fumbling with his shoulder restraints before the fox attendant sighs and leans forward to do it for him.
The way he just plopped down there, and knowing how hard those seats are,
Yeah.
it's probably probably broke a hip bone or something.
Well, I like that they say leaps into the car when this is clearly, what's it, an inverted coaster in the picture?
Yeah, it looks like you're
Oh,
standing.
yeah.
One of those where your feet hang down. Yeah, he jumps down. There's like the screen goes a little dark. It goes, "You died." That's just Elden Ring.
I can
Echo is
see
Elden
the
Ring.
I can see the red on the insides of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my own ears burn a little from the secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's too late, I realize that we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should have started with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward.
Gosh!
TJ's paws lash out and latches onto my arm.
Oh no! Oh no! Why am I doing this?
I reach over and try to move his paw from my arm and back onto the handle of his shoulder restraint.
TJ, hold on to that. My my arm. You're gonna. Jeez, quiet.
I pause, staring at the lynx. I'm really not used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out. He's almost puffed out to twice his size.
I just need some quiet now, and ah!
Our train begins its descent up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws pricking through my fur into the skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed.
TJ, are you praying?
He doesn't say anything, and soon we reach the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back. A little nervous myself. I really, really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinse the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't
That
as
was a
bad as
quick
I
cut.
it wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, though TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He had scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing it with both paws once we started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back into the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking lynx out of the car, and somehow we managed to stumble into the bathroom where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out the exit. He's always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing that he'd gotten over. I still don't know if he takes medication.
Hey, TJ? Yeah, we should probably get back. Leo texted me and they're all waiting by the ride. Yeah, I'll be out in a second.
The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. I ignored the weird looks we're getting from other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. The scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding has stopped. No one would notice it under the thick fur, even if it's tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and through the mirror I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over at my arm, and his face crumples up again.
Dave, I'm sorry. Is it bad?
I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19. It seems like he's still pretty susceptible.
It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't even hurt. Oh, well, that's good.
We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds. Then I air out my shirt, which is starting to stick to my sweaty body.
Listen, it's honestly going to get way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Want to do that with me? Yeah, TJ, you
TJ's.
want to do it with me?
Oh yeah. You wanna do it with me? TJ's ears come up a little and he clutches his paws together, fidgeting subsiding a bit.
Yeah, Chase. I think that'll be fun.
I can tell he's at least a little relieved. We both head back. We both head out back towards the ride, and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brow as I spot Carl crouched on the ground, Jenna
Mm.
kneeling next to him and rubbing his back.
Hey, everything all right?
Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face.
Carl's not feeling too good.
You want to sit on a bench or something? If I move, I'm good.
That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride. Badass.
You think they sell ginger pills here? Or ginger ale, at least?
A joint would be nice. There are some vendors over there. I'll go check. I'm sure they have weed for you, Carl.
Fucking pothead.
I'm actually glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. Take some of the heat off TJ.
Let's move you to a bench. It'll be better if you're there sitting down.
Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up, and now I can see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, our little outing might already seem like a disaster, but this is perfectly typical for us. Nothing ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down at a bench and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly.
It's got gurgles.
Ugh.
TJ comes back with a medium-sized cup in his paws. He sits next to Carl.
I just got a flashback of Wayne's World. Pull out like a teeny tiny little cup. Here, Carl, spew into this. Splash and overflow everywhere.
No ginger ale. Oh, no, wrong voice. No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda. Because I'm a limey now. I'm not from Britain.
Wait. If it's lime soda and he's a limey now because he's from Britain, what did he fill the cup up with? Is it yellow? Carl
It's
takes it and sips a little.
Carl's into that, okay? Flynn opened his eyes to a lot of things.
Carl takes it and sips a bit of it before sitting back and belching.
Fuck it. I'm done, guys.
What? You're gonna do... What are you gonna do all day? Sit there?
Actually, me and Chase are gonna go see some shows. You can come with us.
Ugh. Stuff. Fucking shit. Guys, Sorry. Guys, we were doing this to hang out with each other, remember?
And I need Tula time.
Ugh. Leave them. We're wasting time, Leo.
Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved into his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle.
He's just like, what the fuck, ruining my day.
He definitely looked the part, being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit speciesist.
I do like that they're all just casually somewhat racist towards each other.
Right.
It's like, really?
My little racist, my little speciest.
Uh,
Ah.
Jenna, go for it.
Well, we all have our phones. Text us, all right?
Sure.
Jenna turns and follows Flynn, but Leo hesitates a moment. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out and I just want to sit down. I point out the first stage we see and they agree. I say gratefully when I sit down.
You look tired as shit.
I crack an eye open and see Carl giving me a sidelong glance.
I don't sleep well in motel beds without my security wolf. Actually, I woke up around 2 and you were gone. No, actually, Carl didn't say that. It's TJ. I actually woke up around 2 and you were gone.
Now TJ's looking at me too, and I feel my gut clench for a second.
Yeah, I tried to go for a walk down the street. Hoped it would get me tired. Well, if that happens again, you just walk over to my house. I'm like up to 3 every night. Wow, why?
Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, earning him a dirty glance from its occupier.
It's mostly sometimes I read.
Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, then opening it again.
You know, it would be pretty cool if you spent the night one of these days. The house could be kind of creepy as hell when you're the only one in it. It's like there's ghosts or something in there.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're alone? You're alone? Yeah, parents are vacationing in the regal paradise, having a bloody good time, they tell me.
Carl tries to put on an accent, but he doesn't do a very good job of it.
It's like doing stoner and British, like top of the morning to you, laddies.
It's more Irish.
Yeah, top of the morning to...
Top of the morning to you, laddies.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's eye.
That makes a little better. Next time I meet an Irishman, I'm gonna get a hit.
Oh, you thought his name was Jacksepticeye? Well, we're gonna call you Jack Blackeye.
Yeah, here it comes.
What? Oh, did you want to go with them?
Carl blows a raspberry, laughing.
How does he do that without someone's belly?
Just blow it through your lips and your tongue.
Not really. Mom told me right away that the weed isn't legal there either. So I took that as them not wanting me to come along. Oh.
That's right.
So
Potts
they didn't
Hendrickson.
go to Amsterdam then, huh?
Potts Hendrickson.
Well, his grandpa's name is Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
They did say that the chocolate there is real. Whatever that means. But they said they'll bring me some. Munchings. I guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet. Come on, Carl. I like those cakes. But, dude, I'm getting there. Soon all I'll have to do is stand in front of the mirror, block out my face, and then I can jerk it to my boobs.
I make a dumb, snorting, croaking sound, and I can feel TJ looking at the two of us disapprovingly.
He's shaking his head. He's like, what the...
Not the hardest thing to do when you're high. Although Flynn doesn't like it. Wait, you've actually done it while Jabba?
Carl shrugs, smirking at me. I reach out and grab his chest. From what I can tell, there's a pretty firm set of pecs under there. Carl puts a mock horrified look on his face. Carl, did you cut out again? Sexual assault! He touched my breast! Oh, whatever. Carl. Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine. So, now we're teenage girls in the locker room comparing racks? Hey, you're the one who brought up tits. You know what? I can see it. Yeah. You're the hot, preppy one everyone likes. I'm the fat chick you're always nice to, but call Big Thunder Mountain behind my back, and TJ hadn't been paying attention, distracted by watching some dancers come on stage. He looks innocently at us.
Huh?
You're the cute, naive Christian chick that only takes it up the butt so you stay a virgin.
What?
Let me feel your boobies. I want to compare.
What in the world are you doing? Oh, no!
Small but perky. After a few seconds of tussling, and Carl getting smacked in his nose by TJ, someone shushes us from behind, and we're forced into silence.
I could just imagine TJ just like swatting at him, just like a cat, like no claws, just get off me! No.
He's like a cat, but whenever you like screaming in its ear too loud and like slaps you on the face a few times.
Yeah. It's like Tobias.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes, Kaiser. It's like Tobias. You try to play with him, he's just like not interested. It's like flat. It's like Paul like slaps you with his paw. Like, go.
The show starts off with a bunch of mice having a weird sort of hoedown. TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be kind of cute sometimes. Carl rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing is a joke to him. At this point, my eyelids were feeling really heavy. At most, I'd gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. I think about leaning my head back, but the backs of the seats are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over the back. Leaning forward would just be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind.
So,
Who should we lean on?
So, actually, I got a question. Do we have anyone in the chat? Do we have
We do not.
any viewers?
Viewers, if you are in chat, write something in the chat.
I've always leaned on Carl, so I wouldn't mind leaning on TJ.
Let's lean on DJ then.
Okay, it's tea time.
TJ might be smaller, but he's definitely an easy guy to convince, especially when he thinks he's helping someone out. TJ, can I lean on you for a bit?
What? Why?
He looks a little uncomfortable. I'm so tired, man.
Oh, all right.
I lay my head in the crook of his neck and I feel him tense up a little. But after a while, he relaxes. There's some heat coming off of his neck, and I'm pretty sure he's blushing. It's not too bad, though. He may be slender, but his fur is pretty damn soft. The sounds of the clapping and fiddle start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. The air is stale and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm going to reach the end eventually. I just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down, deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling. I can hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. They aren't any kind of footsteps I've heard before, though. I stop and listen. There's definitely the sound of feet, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stamping down on the ground, making as much noise as possible. It's accompanied by a slapping sound, as if someone is smacking their paws on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler, still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a temper tantrum. It's heavier, though, like an adult is doing it. That image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. It's not long after I've stopped these noises stop as well, just 10 feet behind me. I turn, watching the darkness.
He's having a nightmare about Leo.
I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged, muted. Like the rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them down the tunnel. The stamping starts up again, loudly, coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, a strange guttural grunting. It's just feet away. You're only moving in circles. It veers away just as the words leave my mouth, going back the way it came. I stand there a while, listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way lower and lower. The smell hits me right as my paws hit it, slick and slippery. Blood coats the walls, my paws run along like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I know I'm getting close. A voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel, not far away at all. I knew you'd come back. They always do. Make my way closer and closer, and now fear pricks at my heart. They always do. I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouth closed. Now the fur is standing up all over my body, but my feet won't
Do we lean
stop.
on Carl or TJ? Sorry. Trying to catch up.
We are in the dream sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do we lean on Carl or TJ?
TJ.
TJ.
But
Now
the
the-
Carl's so fluffy and cuddlies.
Yes, but TJ's
Alright.
a twink.
Tweak.
And
He's a cuddly little kitten. Lean
Now
on
the
the
f-
kitty.
Now the fur is standing up all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer. You're only moving in circles. I'm here. It's right here in front of me now. I'm reaching out, and I'm reaching out to it. Reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I can't stop.
Okay, so we can stop there. We just got out of the dream sequence, Kaiser. Now we're back at the fair, and Chase is gasping and weak.
yes! I dreamed I was asleep on a twink and it was a nightmare.
I was asleep on a twink.
I jump. My head jerks. I jump. My head jerks up and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like I just came up from being underwater too long.
When would an otter ever do that?
Shit.
I don't
Go
know
for it,
why I
TJ.
can go immediately into Carl's voice from anything, but like getting back into TJ's voice is hard. I don't know why.
Wow!
Go for it, TJ.
But I just did my wow.
I think I just did it over his.
You just did it and like cut out entirely. Whoa!
You just did it so
Yeah.
loud, it just peaks instantly.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet. I don't know.
TJ and Carl both jump shortly after I do. I look back and forth as they stare wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures, at the stage, watching shows.
Jesus fuck, dude, you alright? Carl!
I lean forward and rub my face in my paws, trying to stop shaking.
I'm fine. I just had this really bad dream where I was sleeping on top of a twink. It's just shudders just run down my otter back.
I feel a small paw on my back as TJ rubs it.
What about? I, just told you guys, sleeping on a twink. Where's my Leo? I'm not really sure, it's just a really dark place and some weird things were there. That does sound pretty creepy. What kind of things?
I think for a minute. The weird crawling thing, the screaming thing. I pull my head up, looking towards the stage, which is empty right now.
It doesn't matter. It was just a dream. Hey, what happened to the show?
Carl chuckles next to me, leaning back again.
You missed them, dude. We've seen like 3. Yeah, they even had a segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking you up for it, but you were in a really deep sleep. As if you were being possessed by a ghost.
That's too bad. I always loved seeing my people laughed at for the swimming clowns they are. We are.
How long's it been?
Carl checks his phone, which he already has out.
Been like 3 hours. Could probably get some lunch now.
Damn.
Because that's my one character trait, you guys. Food.
I'm a stoner who eats constantly. That's why I'm fat.
Food and pot, that's my personality.
Yeah, food, pot, throwing up after rides.
Well, he is a sheep, so, he's used to just grazing all day, I guess. It adds up.
Damn, I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I hadn't at least woken up for a few minutes, considering the uncomfortable position I'd been in.
Yeah, laying on twinks, that's just never comfortable.
They're kind of bony sometimes. Usually pretty warm, though.
This one's kind of fluffy, though. It's all right.
I guess you feel better then. Yeah, I've been feeling better for like the last 2 hours. Now I'm hungry. Much.
It's already 2 p.m. and I've composed myself. For the most part. So I take up my phone and text Leo. We're kind of hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quickly.
Okay, mostly done with rides anyway. Meet at food court.
We meet Flynn at the table at the food court where he's already bought some pizza. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking out a few slices.
Oh, well, of course. You guys have fun?
It was alright. We watched a few shows about our date species history. Chase took a nap.
Flynn eyes DJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take out his own slice of pizza, a bit more daintily than Carl had.
Feeling better, Teach?
Yeah, I'm fine.
DJ nibbles on his slice of cheese pizza.
Yeah, well, the pizza here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the rides. So you're braver than I am.
Where's Leo and Jenna?
Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the court.
Fine. They've been playing those games for a fucking half hour already.
I'm not surprised. I grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and make my way over there. Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out in fake saloons and brothels. I spot them
They
pretty
even
quick.
have a Samuel waving
Hell
at
yeah.
them.
I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding out a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, though Leo's grin is a little tight.
Looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys.
Hey, Chase.
Jenna's grinning, looking a little smug as well.
You guys finished? We're eating now.
Leo shifts the giant unicorn around.
Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think.
Damn, Leo, you must have won something pretty hard to get that.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry. Yeah, that was me.
I look over at the green dragon Jenna's holding.
But what about that?
Yeah, I won this too.
Oh, well, I'm sure you won a couple.
Actually. Yeah, I've beaten him at every game.
Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good.
Man,
Obviously,
that's some good copium he's smoking.
obviously, I'm getting to your head though. It's getting to your head though.
Oh, please. Chase, you should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time.
Oh, really?
I would usually stay out of stuff like this. Leo always got a little carried away when it came to competition, especially when I was around. But it was kind of funny seeing him act like this.
No, addicted. Let's just go eat.
Wait, there's a high striker. Why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh?
Leo contemplates that for a second, but seems pretty confident about this one. He's literally almost twice the size of Jenna.
I don't know if that's very fair to you, Jenna. I mean,
He lets that sit, and honestly I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little fox gleam in her eyes that I knew meant she knew something we didn't.
Afraid I'm gonna woo your ex?
Wow,
He
Jenna's
actually
going
is.
all out. My muzzle flushes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. A confident smile replaces the sheepish one from before.
oh yeah?
He flexes his shoulders and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last of the crust into my mouth and reach out to take it. Jenna does the same, and I'm hugging two massive stuffed animals to my side, tripling my girth.
Alright, let's do this.
Step right up, test your strength. $3, 3 tries. Ring the bell and win a prize.
I'd like a try.
Oh, we have a taker. Big, strong wolf like you would have no problem at all. $3, please.
Leo hands over the money, and the carney hands him the mallet. Leo points at me with a grin.
This one's for you, Judah.
My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I decide to play along.
Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin.
I point
I'm
to
going to
the
name him
griffin.
Peter.
I point to the griffin on the carney's long shelf of toys.
Sure thing.
Leo spreads his legs, squares his shoulders before raising the hammer and bringing it down hard onto the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard mark. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raises up to the 40 mark.
Ho ho! Almost, Sir Wolf. Try again.
Leo's brows furrow. And now I'm not sure if this was a good idea. He raises the mallet again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. This time it shoots up to the 70 mark.
Even better. This time, put your back into it.
I can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl, all the muscles in his arms standing out. I'm pretty sure I feel the ground shake this time as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gapes at the game.
So close. $3 more would get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again? Nope. My turn.
Jenna already has her money in her hands. Jenna already has her money ready and hands it to the carney.
Ho ho ho! A little battle between the sexes, eh? Step right up, my fair fox maiden. How will you fare against the big bad wolf?
Leo reluctantly hands the mallet to Jenna.
All right. Bet 70.
Jenna points the mallet at me, winking.
Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you.
Leo snorts loudly, folding his arms and looking pretty annoyed.
Good luck. I was hitting that being as hot.
Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. As if she were chopping wood, it's as if she were chopping wood as she brings it down hard onto the rubber pad.
Who's just Harley Quinn?
It lands precisely and cleanly, a sharp contrast with Leo's sloppy hits. I stare. Leo stares. The carney stares. Jenna stares. The audience stares. That thing in the cave stares.
That thing behind you stares.
Ooh. Chat.
The socket man appears, the stairs too.
Chat, there's something behind you right now staring at the back of your head.
It's
Waiting.
actually staring at the stream. It's ignoring you for the second. It's so amazed.
Oh, we got more viewers! Yay!
We don't well, not that I'm aware of. I don't really check how many viewers are there. I'm just doing it for theatrics. Jenna simply raises her paw into the air.
Yay!
A few onlookers around us laugh and cheer.
Ho ho, my! The fair fox has won. Come over and pick your prize.
He glances at Leo.
Sorry, loose buddy.
The feline shoots a sympathetic but also amused smile at Leo. The feline shoots a sympathetic but also amused smile Leo's way before turning to the onlookers.
See that? A female fox, half the size of this male wolf, has rung the bell. Could one of you be next?
Leo looks mortified, but quickly changes his expression to a sheepish grin. He doesn't seem to want to look at me.
Good job, Jane.
Jenna bounds back to us, carrying the big, stuffed griffin.
Give one of those to Leo so I can give you this.
I hand off the stuffed toys to Leo, who grumbles a bit as he takes them.
Goddamn things rigged.
Jenna hands me the griffin.
Thanks, Jenna. That was really
She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing straight up.
Oh, little nothing.
Leo stands there for a few more seconds, working his jaw.
Awesome.
He turns away and leaves, his arms still wrapped around the giant stuffed toys. Jenna starts laughing.
I wouldn't be surprised he just like dropped them on the ground. Like, fuck this.
Fuck this.
No, he tries to throw him in a trash can, basketball style, but then just airballs it.
He just misses.
Yeah, they
He
just
doesn't even get
completely.
ripped.
They just bounce. They don't even bounce off. He just completely misses. He's like, oh, come on. or he starts throwing like a temper tantrum, like in Christmas Vacation.
Oh, damn it. Don't say that. Damn it.
Oh, oh, hush. He'll get over it. He's just so damn fun to tease.
I have to agree, but not when I'm being used to do the teasing.
He's really sensitive about the whole thing.
You guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay?
I take a deep
Easy.
breath.
Okay, guys. Okay,
See,
folks.
This is actually the biggest choice of the game. All right, let's get a Twitter poll going for all our many viewers, and then
Right.
Tweet your response now! Yeah!
so what do you got? What are you guys feeling? Gay or bi?
Let's go with bye.
Let's go bye, baby.
That's 2 for
You're
bye.
bye.
We're doing bye.
bye. Hey, you know,
We have 2
NSYNC,
votes for bye.
I think NSYNC votes bye, so that's a total of 5.
We're going bye.
goodness.
No?
Not really.
Hmm?
I mean, yeah, obviously I liked Leo, but like I've liked girls too. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Jenna.
Oh, interesting.
Really good with my tongue. I sigh and rub my eyes.
Completely gone.
I sigh and rub my eyes with my paw. Still a little tired.
Hey, don't tell Leo that I work at the state fair every year.
Wasn't planning on it.
She's got insider information. This is
Yeah, she
insider
has-
trading.
She knows exactly
Why
where to
is
hit
it-
and how to hit.
Well, I assume she just has absolute hand-eye coordination, which is a family trait, according to me.
Yes.
The rest-
Are you saying that she slapped you in the face a few times? She knows exactly where to slap to lay you out.
For maximal
No, John
like...
McKay had that power, and she's got it genetically.
Oh.
Because that's how
okay.
genes work, right?
The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We read a few more of the mellow rides. Leo seems to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him on the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up his courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. Flynn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, I think it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired enough that we agree to head back. I'm still exhausted, so I sleep for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. When we do get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With a sigh, I remind myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, not just play around. So, as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know that I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gathering up my equipment and heading out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening sun. Even this late in the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. Hey, they're near New Mexico, aren't they? My mind drifts back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, the temperature rarely dipping below 100. I'm amazed poor DJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eye to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed with how broken down the town looks, even with the amazing backdrop.
What a dump.
I'll say.
It's then that I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around.
How's the filming?
It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap no matter what kind of light you shoot it in.
Do you need us to keep quiet?
Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. Was about to come back in.
Let's stay out here a minute. Carl and Flynn are getting a little loud. Bumping against the wall, you know. Besides, I want to talk to you two.
He wraps his arm around Jenna and reaches out the other one to pull me in so that we're both flanking him. I feel my shoulder pressed into the warm bulk of his side and chest. He's always been taller than me. His eyes barely come up to his chin. My eyes barely come up to his chin. His eyes barely come up to his chin, huh? They're just all like in his neck or something. He's an alien.
They're on stalks. They just like look all around.
Yeah.
No, he's always crouching like Legoshi. It's just one thing.
Crouching wolf, dominant fox.
With stalk eyes. It's a Pokemon.
He's always been taller than me. My eyes barely come up to his chin. But now it seems like he was almost twice my size, twice as wide. He's definitely put on more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he'd been more on the lean side. Now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tighter.
Yeah, can you tell he's the ex?
What's that?
Can you tell he's the ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
It felt nice, though. Like something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding both muscle and fat. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna.
Look at us. The OG crew.
Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing, and I feel myself relax.
Together again.
The only thing I miss about this town.
Leo is
Big
referring
wolf
to the
daddies.
Leo is referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original 3 of our group of 6 to become friends. Later we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn, and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all.
I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you. I remember when I first got here, I found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other.
We all went to the same schools in Peyton and had our different friends there. When Leo moved in, he thought it was strange that the kids in Echo didn't hang out together. As I entered middle school and high school, I cycled through a ton of different friends, but the ones in Echo always stayed the same.
Remember when we'd always have sleepovers at Chas's place? Of course. I'd kick your ass at Claws of Fury all the time.
I remember. I used to think you guys were only friends with me for my video games. I had a Nintendo. Ew.
Many times I'd fallen asleep to the flickering of the old CRT television set, watching the outlines of Jenna and Leo twist side to side as they played. I would wake up hours later only to find them still playing. It was weird. Jenna and Leo get along really well, but there was a bit of competition. There was a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. I think he even broke one of my controllers once.
Sounds like us playing. How long has it been since we first met? Well, when did you move in? I think it was in 2000.
This is such a period piece. I wanted to say it earlier at the carnival where it's like only $1 for a game? What kind of what was life like pre inflation?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So take 2015 and subtract 2000. What does that leave you with, Leo?
30?
I can't math.
There's reason I work at diner. Leo looks sideways. That
I can
was
count.
mean.
I can count patties, not years.
Leo looks sideways at me and smirks. There's a flash of a white canine as it appears from under his lip for a moment.
He leans forward and bites my nose off. You'll think yourself a real hotshot now that you're in college, eh?
I smirk back, though I know my canines aren't as impressive.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you've always been. You'll always be those little brats to me.
I feel Leo's wagging tail swat me in the butt. I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
Speaking of which, are you two getting along over there?
Jenna looks at me around Leo's broad chest.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, we haven't had many chances to hang out. Because she ghosted me. Leo, she ghosted me.
She ignores me.
I'm in normal college. She's in grad school.
She's in the cognition college.
I'm in dumb journalism college. Eh? Why not? Well, it's college. It's also a pretty large university. I don't even think we've even seen each other in passing.
Sorry, I did. The extended materials, like, they are at the same parties.
Mm.
Yeah, things are different. But, Jenna, we should do something together soon before you graduate.
Definitely.
Leo still looks a little disappointed that me and Jenna aren't keeping up at the university, but I don't know why. She had her friends, I had mine, and we did talk sometimes. Jenna nudges into Leo, causing us all to sway.
And speaking of that, when are you going back to Mesa?
Mesa is the community college in Peyton. Leo went there for a few semesters before taking a break. And by break, I mean he quit.
We'll see. I'll have to talk to my parents. It's just starting to get really busy. Why don't they hire more people? You know, you would have graduated by now. You would have had your master's by now.
Leo sighs.
It's about committing to the family business, not the help he needs.
Jenna rolls her eyes, blowing out some air and ruffling the tuft of fur on her head.
Wolves and their families. You should try thinking and speaking for yourself sometime. If I hadn't done that, I'd still be stuck in that crank house.
Jenna flicks her head vaguely in the direction of where she used to live. Jenna is the only one aside from Carl who has a family still living in Echo. I wonder if she's going to visit them, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. I see... pretty much. I see Leo tighten his arm around her shoulder, but she goes on without missing a beat.
And you can start with our otter here.
I look up, caught unawares.
What?
Gina, I'm serious.
Jenna puts her paw in Leo's face, cutting him off.
I am not going to spend this entire week with you asking me when or how you should do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid now. Chase? Gina?
There's a warning tone in Leo's voice as he pins back his ears and drops his arms from our shoulders. I already know what's happening. It's been a long time coming. I take a step back and fold my arms, looking to the side.
Chase? Leo has some things to say to you. And yes, it's about that. Now I'm going to head back in and make sure Carl didn't light up in the bathroom. Gina!
His tone changes to exasperation as Jenna turns on her heel and leaves. Judging by the curl in her tail, I can tell that she's pretty satisfied with what she's just done. I return my attention to the road. I couldn't really bring myself to look at him right now. We both stand there for a minute, 3 feet apart. I hear Leo scuff the ground with his foot, and sniff as dust rises up from the ground. I hear him drawing a breath a few times, as if he's going to say something, but ends up blowing it out with a sigh. We were never good at this, probably why it ended up failing like it did.
Leo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chase.
For what?
Not talking to you about this when I should have. Talking to Jenna when I should have been talking to you.
He reaches out and sets a paw on my shoulder, the silver anchor of his wrist glinting just a bit in the fading light. He smiles at me, but I grit my teeth.
Why are you still wearing that?
His eyes flick from the bracelet, then back to my face, expression turning defensive.
Why aren't you still wearing yours? Don't you remember what we said?
I sigh, looking at the scattering of clouds behind Leo's head. They're tinged in soft pink from the fading sun. Sunlight is almost the same color as Leo's fur.
Leo, we were teenagers.
That's not an answer.
He cuts me off as I look back at him.
I told you. We weren't. They weren't. Love bracelets. They weren't just about a relationship. They were about everything. Our friends, family, memories.
Echo. Echo, echo, echo.
I raise my voice above his, cutting him off this time.
They were about Echo, Leo.
We stand there a while, and Leo's looking closely at me. Expectantly, his ears tipped forward. His eyes pierce me like amber shards. It was always hard to look him in the eye during our arguments.
What, do I have to say it? All right, fine. I fucking hate this place. Everything about it. It's the most miserable goddamn place I've ever been.
How many places have you been? Even been?
Enough to know that it's miserable. Everyone's here is old, obese, on welfare. Half of them are probably on meth.
Man, it's like 2
And that's
out
the
of
nice
4.
house.
Leo pulls in a deep breath and blows it over my head. I can smell the bell peppers on his breath.
No one likes it here, Chas.
I mean, it was an anchor.
I'm half laughing.
Just looking at it made me feel like I'm still tied to this town. I didn't need it reminding me of all that awful stuff. I know it's supposed to symbolize us being in each other's rocks or whatever, but it stands for a lot more than that.
But a lot of good things happened here too. No one should forget where they come from.
Sometimes I wish I could.
At this point, Leo's deflated a bit, going into a slouch, his ears lowered.
Wait. You said was. You didn't get rid?
No, I still have it. It's just in a dresser in my dorm room. Honestly, if it was anything else, like those infinity bracelets we saw, I wouldn't have trouble wearing it.
Well, fuck. Why didn't you say anything when we were buying them?
I didn't know it was going to be a problem.
Leo takes in a deep breath again before blowing it out, puffing out his chest this time.
His chest?
Oh, chica.
Poor Chico.
He puts a paw to his eyes and holds it there for a few seconds. It's a pose I'm pretty familiar with. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, I'm hit with a wave of memories. Mostly of me frustrating or embarrassing Leo somehow. We'd decided on the anchors mostly because they looked pretty. Leo had referenced some wolf metaphor about roots and how we'd always be drawn back to them. Also some bullshit about how otters were great sailors, but really, it was just the aesthetic. For some reason, over the years, I'd begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I had taken it off. It was too much.
Anyway.
Leo brings me back to the present, and I focus back on him.
What I was trying to say was that I'm still not okay with how you left.
Leo, I said I'm sorry, and I still am.
Or you stopped talking to me for a while.
Okay. I was a kid. I thought I had a good tactic. Like Jenna said, rip off the Band-Aid, you know? We did start talking again.
It was more like you punching me in the gut, then kicking me in the balls. The problem was that you didn't even give me a chance to say anything. Or at least tell me why before you broke it off.
I stay silent for a while, then finally look up, setting my jaw.
Like I said, I was young and dumb, and I didn't know how to handle it. I can keep apologizing, or we can move on and make the most of this. We only have 1 week, and I want to have fun.
Leo looks to the side, paws on hips, as if contemplating, then looks back at me with a smile.
Alright, fine. But don't think you're off the hook. I still want to talk soon.
Soon, just not right now.
I stand there awkwardly for a few moments, then, because it feels appropriate, I step in to give him a hug. He takes it willingly, and he's warm and strong. For a moment, I wonder why the hell I dumped this guy. Just then, someone lays on the horn as they drive past us, pulling me out of my reverie.
I think this is
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's supposed to be like Clint and gang.
Hmm.
That's what I interpret it as.
I lean back so I can watch the car speed down the empty road. Leo keeps holding me though, and he just chuckles.
Echo hasn't changed much, has it?
No, it hasn't.
As we're saying our goodbyes, I remind Leo about the shot I need of the lake. He says he'll talk to the other two about it after they leave. We all say our goodbyes before Leo, Carl, and Flynn take off. TJ takes his usual hour to get ready for bed while Jenna does some schoolwork. By the time I'm done brushing my teeth, I'm grateful to see both of them in bed. I get under the covers next to TJ and lay there for about an hour, staring at the ceiling. Slowly, I slide out from under the covers, careful not to wake TJ. Quietly, I slip on my jeans and grab my jacket before heading out the door.
TJ gets all ready, and he's like, "Does this bed make me look fat?"
Toby builds a small sandcastle next to the lake, in the process of digging a moat around it. Jenna drops a few twigs next to it before running off to find more decorations. Flynn is talking to Sydney, pointing at Toby's sandcastle. Sydney looks hesitant but excited. He seems to make up his mind, suddenly running forward and kicking the top of the tallest castle. It breaks easily, with most of it flying into Toby's face. Toby flinches back, shocked before immediately crying as he rubs his eyes. Jenna comes running from across the beach, yelling before shoving Sydney, who's laughing. She turns to Toby, trying to help him clean his face, but the lynx pushes her away before running towards the trail back to Echo. Monday. Seems like a good time to go use the restroom again. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the real big emotional moment.
Oh, yes. To the
Yeah,
restroom.
this is the big scene coming up, so yeah, we gotta be ready.